Hey guys, it's CWillyHD here, and welcome back to Pokemon Sword and Shield. We've covered this game a couple times on the channel, and this time I'm back with a time warp exploit. By jumping around dates, you're able to achieve a whole lot in this game. Unlimited watts and money, climbing from level 1 to 100 in under an hour, free Masterballs and rare candies, getting out of bounds, as well as a couple other things this trick can be used for. Yes, I'm aware this isn't a new concept by any means, as time travel has been a thing in Sword and Shield for well over a year, and changing the date on a gaming system has always been known to give you some nice results. However, there's been so many uses and discoveries found with this that I wanted to compile them all into one easy to understand guide. People have highlighted bits and pieces on what this exploit can do, and I'm here to show you them all. So let's get into the setup and how to do it. There are two main methods to pulling time travel off. One requires a Nintendo Switch Online membership, as we'll need to connect to the internet. And the other doesn't need a connection at all, but it does take a longer time to skip ahead on dates. Again, all of this can be done with either method, but you'll quickly see how much of a difference it can make. I'm going to start with the offline way, as it's technically easier overall, and then I'll show it online. All you have to do for this one is to be in the wild area and find a raid den. I'd recommend creating one by throwing a wishing piece into an empty den, as the beam won't move after changing dates. So once you have either colored beam glowing out of a den, enter it. If you're worried, it doesn't matter what color it is or anything like that. Once in the menu, select Invite Other Players. Once you're on this screen, no one can join you as you aren't really connected to the internet, but that doesn't matter. Simply hit the home button on the controller and head to the settings menu. Scroll all the way down to System, and then select Date and Time. If your clock is synchronized to the internet, turn it off and then adjust your date and advance it one day forward. Back out of the menus, return to the game, and once you're back on this screen, you can exit and stop searching for players. Once out of the den, you've successfully time traveled one day in about 1 minute. You can see this effect right away as you see the den glow again with more watts. And now you can just repeat that process anytime you want to skip ahead a day. Easy peasy. Now for the online method. Connect to the internet like normal so the box is blue now, and then open your menu and select the Versus icon. Click on Battle Stadium, and we want to enter a ranked battle. It doesn't matter what Pokemon you have on your team or what your rank is, as we're just going to be quitting the battle shortly after starting. So apologies in advance to your rank if you have one, but we're going to have to lose one game. Enter in the battle, and instead of fighting, select Run to cancel the battle. Now simply back out of everything and go back to the overworld. It might not seem like it, but the glitch is set up, and we can hit the home button and jump ahead a day. Go through the same settings I mentioned before to set the date ahead one day, and boom. Once you're back in the game, you'll see the screen flicker once, which means we're a day ahead. It doesn't matter where you're at in the world with a ranked battle method, as you can simply hit the home button and time travel anytime, any place. By entering the online battle, it tricks the game into thinking your clock is synced with the internet, so after clicking back onto your game, it'll update right on the spot, which is what the flicker is doing. You can see it happen live if you're standing outside as the lighting changes when switching from AM to PM on your clock. So as you can see, the online method is definitely better in terms of convenience, as you won't have to run to the wild area every time you want to go ahead a day. But I understand some of you guys don't have it, or might not be in a location with connection at all, so I still wanted to show off both. Now that we know how to time travel, we can get started on abusing it for a whole lot of useful things. Let's start off with getting Pokemon boatloads of XP so they can level up really fast. Enter any Pokemon Center and walk up to the Rotom PC. Here you can select Poke Jobs. Depending on where you're at in the game story will determine what jobs you get. If you're just starting off, you'll have a lot less and lower rewarding options. But if you're like me and have all the gym badges, then you'll have a lot better choices. Read the descriptions of each until you find one that you like and select it. Certain jobs will give you more XP if the Pokemon typing matches the description, but it will still give you a good amount either way. Select the Pokemon you want to level up and send them off to the job for the whole day. Once they're off, all we have to do is time travel. I'm going to be using the online method as it's faster, and for the video's sake, you don't have to watch me run all the way over to the wild area each time. After advancing ahead, you can check back on the job and you'll see that it's been completed. You can now collect the Pokemon and see how much XP they got. If they were a low level, they'll shoot up a bunch all at once. As you can see here with my Sobble, I went from level 1 to 34 in just one job. And it only took about a minute, which if you couldn't tell is just a tad faster than battling trainers and wild Pokemon to get XP. So, you can repeat this process with any Pokemon you want until you get them to whatever level you want. Most Poke Jobs aren't limited to one Mon, so you can throw in as many as you're allowed to if that's what you want. The XP doesn't even get split up between them or anything, so they'll all get the same as if you just put one Pokemon in. I wanted to see how long it would take to get a Pokemon freshly hatched from level 1 to 100. So I grabbed a Sobble and got my boy employed. It took a little over a month to get him all the XP he needed, but it was only around 45 minutes in real time, which compared to just about anything else besides rare or XP candies, it's a whole lot faster. So whether you're just starting out the game and want to make your starter a beast right off the bat, or hatching eggs for a competitive team, these jobs are your ticket to saving a whole lot of time. Speaking of competitive teams, you can use the same method for EV training. At the bottom of the jobs menu, you'll find the Hammerlock University, where you can EV train specific stats of a Pokemon. By doing basically the same thing as the XP, you can max out whatever stats you want in a matter of minutes. Simply register them for the full day and time travel again. Instead of XP, you'll be getting EV boosts. You can increase how much of that stat you get by putting one of the power items onto that Pokemon. Each one corresponds to a specific stat, so make sure the job and the item that Pokemon is holding match up and then enroll them. After one whole day, since you have the band on, it'll simply max out that stat, giving 252 of that EV. So between everything these Pokejobs have to offer, you can build all the powerful Pokemon you want. But that's not it for the Rotom PC. You see, it also has the Pokey Lotto, which is a once-a-day chance at getting rare and valuable items. The more digits that match, the better your item. And by better items, I mean rare candies and even Masterballs. So simply select the Lotto, check what you won for the day, and time travel to the next. Rinse and repeat. After a good 40 to 50 attempts, I wasn't able to get a Master Ball, but I got a whole lot of PP Maxes and ups, so it obviously comes down to luck whether you get a Master Ball or not, but it can still be handy. Alright, let's get out of the Pokemon Center and out into the fresh air. Head over to the wild area and find a den with a beam glowing out of it, or just throw in a wishing piece into an empty one. I'd recommend an empty one, as when you change the dates, the beam won't move. When you click on it, you'll be able to collect the watts and see what Pokemon is inside. Depending on which time travel method you're using, you can either search for players and jump a day, or if you're online, you can just back out from this menu and do it then. But now you can just farm watts while resetting whatever Pokemon is in the raid. This is basically a 2-for-1 trick, as whether you're hunting for a specific Gigantamax Pokemon, or just want the watts, you can do the exact same process. For this quick example, I was able to get 20,000 watts in the matter of 5 minutes of repeatedly doing this, so it's a very efficient method. These watts can be used for a whole lot of things. You can go over to the Digging Brothers and test your luck with rare items, or you can find these guys scattered around the whole wild area selling different TRs and Pokeballs. If someone's not selling the items you want, you can simply time travel right in front of them and their listings will change. So if you want specific TRs and don't want to run all over the map or waiting a day, here you go. Also, some of them will sell luxury balls for 100 watts. If you did a bunch of farming like I did, you'll be able to buy hundreds of these things. With them in your pockets, you can sell them at a Pokemon Center and make roughly $1 million Pokedollars easily within 10 minutes. What you do with that money is up to you. You can buy expensive clothes from the stores, stock up on Ultra Balls and stat boosting items. It's all up to you. Much like this whole time traveling trick in general. Here's a small one that could be handy. Berry trees will only be available once a day, so after shaking one down, there won't be any left on it until the following day. After collecting all the berries and potentially fighting a Pokemon, simply time travel from there and they'll pop right back on. I'm not a big berry guy, so this isn't too groundbreaking, but luckily it does happen, as it's a gateway to an actual glitch, getting out of bounds. On Route 3, find this berry tree on top of the hill while routing your bike. Line up directly next to the right side of the tree like you see here and begin to shake it. You'll automatically get off your bike, which will help out in a second. Keep shaking until you encounter a Pokemon and then run from it. Collect your berries, but after getting back on your bike, you'll notice that the front tire is inside the tree. Maneuver so your back is facing the rocks like this and your bike is inside of the tree. Now we need to shake the tree again and repeat this step, but there aren't any left. So this is where time travel comes into play. You'll have to do the online method for this glitch, as you can't really just run to the wild area and change the date. We need to be inside the tree like this. So, after already doing a ranked battle, you can just change the date from here, spawning more berries. Begin shaking the tree again until you encounter another Pokemon and then run from it. After getting back on the bike, you'll be inside the back wall enough that you can just turn around and wiggle right out of bounds. Pretty sweet. There's a good amount to explore on the route, as you can get yourself in some pretty strange locations. The camera angles will be fairly messed up as well, as you're not really supposed to be in any of these places, but you can still see okay. I just had fun running around and messing with the out of bounds physics. You can't clip back in bounds as you're stuck behind collision, so you don't have to worry about accidentally walking back in bounds. This also means we can't get back out, so you'll have to fly back somewhere when you want to leave. So, those are all the tricks you can do with time travel in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I really like the variety you can get out of doing this, and it makes certain grindy aspects of the game a whole lot better. And wouldn't you know it, time traveling makes time-based tasks extremely quick. Who would have thought? But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this glitch, I guess you could call it. Really not sure if there's anything left in Pokemon Sword and Shield that I didn't cover, so if you want more glitches or exploits, I have a few other videos on them. But this might be all she wrote for this game, and now it's time for me to get excited for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which I hope has a bunch of glitches in them so I can make more videos on it as well. But that's not for a few months, so for now, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, see ya!